first book, Life is Like That, is about taking chances and acting boldly. Because I've realized that life is just life. If you complain in life, life will complain with you. If you do something, life will reorganize itself and respect your decision. So life is like that is about taking chances, making decisions, and doing something. Because majority of the people are fond of complaining. You complain and then what? If you do something, you might change the situation. If you just complain, things will remain the same. So you'll have another day to complain. I've experienced so much in life that I was inspired to share in terms of facing challenges. Majority of the people shy away from challenges, but challenges build you. They build character. You become more creative, and whatever life throws at you, you look at it differently. Because I've always believed problems are opportunities for growth. So what? You're aware that majority of the people nowadays, sometimes you have work, the next day you are retrenched. And people tend to get depressed. Others get into alcoholism, others commit suicide. In my second book, I'm actually saying that losing a job is normal. You shouldn't go to the extremes of getting into depression or committing suicide. There is a reason why everything happens. Maybe it is God's time to tell you to move on or change direction. This book was inspired by God. I used to teach at Kitui, and there's this particular day. There's a voice, a silent voice that was telling me, Vincent, people are losing jobs. Can you do something about it? I said, yes. Then there was this particular day I came from Kitui, Seku, Eastern Kenya University, and I reached my house at around 11 p.m. And after taking my dinner, there was no sleep. And then the flash again came. Vincent, these people are losing jobs. With your entrepreneurship experience, I believe you can help them. And I said, okay, I can do something. So I said, sacked, so what? So I opened my computer and typed sacked, so what? Then I wrote the outline from my head. 1, 2, 3. I think I wrote about 8 different subtitles, and then sleep came. And from that day, I knew that this book is inspired. I need to be serious. Do you know, from the next day I was writing 12 hours, 8 hours, 4 hours daily until it was done. I wrote this book in 4 hours, for 4 months. How I get my stories? There are things that I observe in the environment. Being an author or a writer, you tend to see things differently. Or sometimes you try to ask questions that many people don't ask. Why are people losing jobs? Then that becomes a research topic. You tend to find, okay, what is the job situation in the world? And what is the job situation in Kenya? And you go researching in Kenya National Bureau of Statistics. They have got all this data, and you try to analyze them, and that's how I come across. You can always move on, irrespective of what life throws at you. Why? When you work, be the best employee you can ever be. Improve on your skills, build good experience, and build networks with your colleagues and customers that visit the organization that you work with. Why do I say this? The customers who come and you serve them within the organization, once they identify that you are a very good worker, they will offer you an opportunity with a raise. It's a possibility. What if the company decides to retrench? You have your networks, you've got good skills, good experience, and those are things that you carry with you. Your employer will never take them away from you. So you can always move on. That's the message. irrespective of what life throws at you, you can always move on. Because majority of the people, they are real life stories. Others have resigned, others were sacked. There's actually an individual who was retrenched twice, but where he's worked for 18 years, which means that he was not a bad employee. It's just circumstances. You can always move on. First and foremost, life is a paradox. A paradox means that life itself is a contradiction. There is day, there is night. When others are crying, others are laughing. So you really need to understand that life is just life. And life is made up of seasons. That's the first lesson. There is time to harvest and there is time to plant. So you can't harvest if you are not planted. So you have to invest in yourself to be able to get the best that you would ever want in life. Secondly, it is good to complain. But if you have complained, what do? You have to do something. There has to be some action, because it's the action that brings about change. Lastly, all the things we see as problems, the book tells the reader that problems are opportunities for self-development. The people who encounter the most problems turn out to be the most successful in life. Because in my second book, Life is Like Sacked So What, I was looking at the problem of unemployment or losing your economic engine, the way you earn. And I looked at the different methods where you can lose your job or your business. It can either be political, it can be arson, or the business might just close down and the owner of the business cannot pay your salary. So in one way or another, you don't have a job. So you need to stop complaining and look for something else to do. Because I believe strongly that when you work, you gain skills, you gain experiences, and you build relationships with networks that you meet every day. Those three things, whether you have a job or not, you can still use them positively in the future. I try to address problems that I see in society, and people see things differently. Because of my training as an entrepreneur, I look at all problems as opportunities. So when I look at this problem, I ask myself, Vincent, this one, what can you do that can help people? Because I look at my book writing and business writing as my mission on earth. Not all of us can be pastors, but I can empower people, I can influence people positively through my writing. If I'm able to change just one person, my work is done. Where you can get my book, Life is Like That, you can get it at CLC. You can get it on Jumuia, which is an online bookstore. And you can also get it at Keswick and Strathmore University Bookshop, Chania Bookshop, and Prestige. Life is just life, and everybody runs their own race. Run your own race. Compete with your potential, not with your contemporary.